All right, Lagos, welcome back. Still the morning crossfire, 99.3 Nigerian Force. Sorry for the repetition, but hey, it happens sometimes. We're continuing third and final part of our conversation with Brigadier-General Kunle Togun, retired. A reason I had to stretch this was because a lot of calls, lots of messages pouring in yesterday, and we found it difficult to take as many as would have loved to, and therefore we craved the indulgence of the retired army man to please allow us bring him back for one more time, and so we'll do that. I think he's already standing by, yes indeed, on Zoom. Okay, so I'd like to say good morning to all of you who are joining in, and welcome, and also please be a part of the conversation by calling the numbers we usually advertise, which is 0201 277 0993, 0201 277 0993. That's the first number to call. The second number to call, 0201 465 7190, 0201 465 7190. Then, of course, we have a WhatsApp number for your WhatsApp messages only for the purposes of this conversation. The WhatsApp number being 08095 975805, 08095 975805. Please indicate your name, your location, and of course you can then go ahead with your contribution right there on WhatsApp. We had several, like different plans, but on Friday we didn't have enough time to exhaust our conversation with Brigadier General retired. And on Monday, too, we didn't exhaust the conversation because there's some other things we want to ask him. Whilst yesterday's conversation was going on, someone from Gani Fami Chambers also reached out to us to say they wanted to chip in. Unfortunately, the gentleman is making a trip, and I've asked him to send a voice note, which I'll play as we move on. But I'd like to say good morning to former Deputy Director General of the State Security Services, SSS. He held various positions in the military hierarchy of Nigeria at different points in time, even including leading Nigeria's team to for ECOMOG on assignment in Liberia. Brigadier-General Ajibola Kunle Togun, retired. Good morning to you, sir. It's good to have you back. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, appreciate
Thank you very much.
Yes, you've made several points. Starting from, as we look at IBB's book and your take, starting from the point of Delegiwa and his death, what IBB said, what do you remember about the period? Of course, some persons have come out to say you helped IBB execute, or let me say take out Delegiwa, and you've clarified that you know nothing about that. You were taken to court, you were sued, and you won. Other issues we talked about, the Vasa coup. You've told us what you know about the Vasa coup. You said that Maman Vasa and the other 10 or 9 were not totally innocent. However, you said you had pleaded with IBB at the time to be lenient on Vatsa and the 9 instead of executing them. But you said that anyone who embarks on an attempted coup knows the consequences, and that it wasn't any surprise. But you talked about 2 gentlemen, one Air Force officer, I think his name is Martin Luther, and then another gentleman who I can't recall. You said you had felt that they were not totally 100% part of the organization of the coup and should have probably been given probably a life sentence or some years, or just
Now, what I said about those 2 was that they were the one that assisted us to get to the root of the investigation of Vasako.
Okay, but they were part of it.
Not that they were innocent.
Okay. All right. Okay, and you also made a very, very interesting statement. You talked about Major Daniel Idowu Bamidele, whose story a lot of Nigerians have heard of. The story is that this is a man who reported a coup that was being planned to Buhari at the time. Buhari wasn't president; it was top military brass, and he was detained until Buhari now organized the coup, and he said, "Oh wow, so you were the one who organized all this while I came to report to you." The second time, he was arrested along with Bavasa and co. And he wrote that he was detained for reporting a coup, and now he's being executed for not reporting a coup. But you saying that Idowu was lying. That's what he said on this program. That he knew about the coup, he was part of it, and he was not what he painted himself to be. Okay, sir, we'll take some calls before I ask you about the Gideon Oka coup, which is another point that I'd like us to talk about. You've also said you're a human rights activist, because you helped a lot of people whilst you were one of the top military chiefs in the country, head of the intelligence, that's State Security Services. You talked about an island of Ekpe, where you helped release some persons after IBB's coup who were held there during Buhari's presidency. You also told me privately you had a good relationship with the press. Tell me about that, sir.
Well, in the security, my security training, I did a course called psychological operations, which I did in the US. And psychological operations is attitude and attitude change. And it involved propaganda analysis and counter-propaganda, which has a lot to do with the mass media. And I said, I invited the mass media when I got to the SSS. They came, I analyzed to them the role the mass media are supposed to play in security. And after all these discussions, I told them that the issue now is that if any security agency invites any of them and matches them, they should contact me. And I gave them my house telephone number and my office telephone number at that time. In fact, some days after, some people contacted me that I didn't invite them. They are the editors of magazines. They said it was only the dailies that I invited, but they've heard everything I discussed with them. So I know the role of the mass media, and I even gave a lecture, the role of mass media in national security. So that was the brief something about my relationship with the mass media, because they have a lot of role to play in national security.
Who are some of the prominent journalists who had attended that event where you gave a lecture on the role of mass media and national security? Who are some of the prominent journalists at that time?
Brigadier-General was there, Shegun Shoba, and so many. And the other person that gave a talk that day was Ajuruchuku.
Okay, so all this you're saying is to show that you had a good relationship with the media and would have nothing to do with Delegiwa's death. You also talked about Gani Fawemi and some of the accusations he's had against you, and you've said that Gani was a treacherous person and not what people paint him to be. Let's go over to the phone lines. General, I'm sure you're aware that a lot of Nigerians, some Nigerians remember you with fear and trepidation because the reputation that preceded your name and the name of Akilu at the time and every other person all the way to IBB struck fear in many Nigerians. Were you a fearful person? Are you someone who people should be afraid of, or at that time should have been afraid of?
This trepidation you are talking about came as a sort of people's sentiment and comments and reactions. I've never been somebody to be feared. Even our training doesn't give us this to be, for us to be feared. Even in security, we are supposed to be very close to people, because if you are not approachable, you cannot get information. You cannot get intelligence. So this idea was what people created and made people to believe. I'm not somebody to be feared. Security people are not people to be feared.
All right. Okay. So we've talked about the Vasa coup. I don't want to go back there. Maybe at some point I will, because we have listeners queuing up. 99.3, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Kofi Patel.
Welcome.
My name is Silvanus Aburime.
Okay, Sylvanus, we have a guest here. Please go on, but please be respectful.
Yeah, I want to speak briefly about Delegiwa and
Yes, go on,
Mama
Sylvanus.
Vata.
Yes.
Yeah, before Delegiwa was assassinated, he went to the former Minister of Information then, Prince Tony Momo, and complained to him that he was invited by the military for interrogation. And the one that beat him, that surprised him was that he was being asked.
We lost your call. I don't know what happened. This current setup is a bit please, you have to call back. It's a bit interesting. So you have to call back, please. 99.3, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
All right, this is Sylvanus. What's your name? Where are you listening to us from, please?
My name is Dimeji. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Okay, Dimeji, good to have you. Sylvanus, please call back. Dimeji, go on.
I want to talk about Delegiwa Kunle Togun, as he was then known.
Yeah, go on.
Major General before he retired. I think I know him at Shaki because I was a student at the Polytechnic Shaki that time. Himself and the Oka was the commandant of Shaki barracks as at that time. He organized a long tennis, which some of our students were there. By and large, what I'm trying to say is that there's no way Kunle Togun was in the days of Babangida. I think he was a fearful person. The fear of Kunle Togun and Elali Akilu is the beginning of wisdom. As at that time, as we were made to understand, out of every rumor there is always usually an element of truth, because the press, what the press are writing about them was not that complimentary to them as at that time. Then for Delegiwa issue, Kunle Togun cannot say he did not know anything about Delegiwa's case based on what we are reading on the pages of newspapers at that time. And he did not come out to detect all those things the press were writing against him. Why is he now saying no now? They were all complicit about the case of Delegiwa and all the atrocity committed by the then former president Ibrahim Babangida. So whatever he says now is just to save his own face and to save the government he served as at that time. So whatever he says, he is not completely the truth.
Okay, all right.
Because we saw what was happening at that time. That is my submission anyway.
All right. Let's allow Brigadier-General, sir, your reaction to what the gentleman has said.
Now, on that issue, Gani Fahimi and the press, because Delegiwa was a journalist, the press was just writing anything just to support claims against us. The issue was that Gani Fahimi had a field day, say anything with the press was publishing. We are security people. We are not supposed to talk. If our profession allows us to talk, anytime Gani was talking that time and we were giving replies or giving people facts concerning the issues he was talking about, people will have understood. But we are to be seen and not heard. That's the ethics of the security profession. So I hadn't got it because we have no time to be replying Gani that time. That's why the gentleman felt that, why were we not defending ourselves that time against what they were saying against us? We are to be seen and we are not to be heard as security people. So that's why we could not talk that time.
All right, thank you. We have another call on the line. 99.3, good morning.
And, okay.
Hello, good morning. Yes, welcome.
Hello?
Yes.
Good morning. Hello?
Yes,
good
welcome.
Morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is John from Surulere.
John, welcome.
Please, I want to ask the retired general. There's a story then, after Delegiwa's death, about one Gloria Okon in Kano Airport that was arrested. Somehow, the dead body was seen there. And somehow, Gloria was seen in London by Delegiwa. There's an interview they had. That interview later became what was the cause of the Delegiwa death. We read all this on the newspapers then. And I believe the retired general might know the story I'm talking about pertaining to Gloria Okon and Delegiwa death. Thank you.
You're bringing back some memories that some of us have forgotten about. So, what can you say about Gloria Okon as it relates to the death of Delegiwa?
I know nothing, because as far as I'm concerned, people started formulating a lot of stories. I'm not saying that Gloria Okon does not exist, but that this happened, the Gloria was linked to Delegiwa death and this and that. I don't know anything about that aspect of Gloria Okon. To me, I think people just fabricated some stories to link that issue to Delegiwa and to link the death of Delegiwa to Babangida and his officials.
Okay, but who arrested Gloria Okon? I think in 1985.
I don't know.
Was it? You're not aware. I mean, you were
I don't
Deputy
know.
General of the SSS.
SSS was not involved in any arrest of Gloria Okon. And I'm sure the Directorate of Military Intelligence was not involved in any arrest of any Gloria Okon. I'm very, very sure and clear about that.
All right. Anyway, let's go back to the phone lines. 99.3. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Okay, we lost a call there. Please keep your calls coming through 0201 277 0993, 0201 277 0993. We have 0201 465 7190, 0201 465 7190. Still have with us Brigadier-General Kunle Togun, retired, who is still with us here today just to answer questions. So we have a Skype caller. Skype caller, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Welcome. Name, location, and contribution, please.
I would just like to remain anonymous because there's something that really concerned my father.
Okay.
Involved in what you're discussing.
Okay.
That General Togun will come out there and say he doesn't know anything about Gloria Okon's case, and so all those things were just the way it is with the military. They commit atrocities. When they retire, they turn it round story. These were things they learned from the Americans, and you see the way it's happening. My father was head of security at that airport where Gloria Okon was arrested, alongside other ladies, because he told me the entire story. And believe you me, because he refused to bend, he was hunted. He ran away, and his career, his properties, everything he had was taken away from him. They almost killed him then, but he took off, which altered us, the children, growing up. So he shouldn't come out to tell us all those blah 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 stories.
Okay.
Some of those things were hidden, but some of us know things that are happening.
Hold on, we want to go for a break. We'll have a chat with you off the air, okay? Let's go for a break.
Yeah. Thank you.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Yes, my pikin. Oya, go change. Make you come chop.
My children are my life, but I know say they need to eat well to do well. Since I discover Maggi soya chunks, so add protein to my food, don't they easy?
Now, I know they worry whether them get protein for food, because with Maggi soya chunks, I fit give them protein for food.
Protein every day for my family.
Are you ready to own your own house? The federal government, through the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, is making it easy for every Nigerian to own a house. The Ministry of Finance Incorporated Real Estate Investment Fund, MREIF, is a 1 trillion naira government-backed initiative designed to provide affordable, long-term mortgage financing for home buyers across Nigeria, with low interest mortgages and repayment periods of up to 20 years. years. Act now. Visit mreif.arm.com.ng to learn more or email us at mreif@arm.com.ng. The door to home ownership is open. Don't miss this opportunity.
Is it okay to make fun of our tooth gap? Let's have a talk. Colgate makes your teeth so strong. Stop cover your mouth. Not to do younger with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Zero cavities and fresh breath. If you use a Colgate paste. Not to do younger with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Colgate, #1 oral care brand in the world.
Thanks for calling Bastion
Since
HMO.
I signed up with Bastion HMO, I don't worry about hospital bills. I get access to top quality health care and still save enough for other things. They even help me pre-book my doctor's appointments. Bastion HMO also gives me access to over 1,700 hospitals and clinics with the freedom to switch whenever. I feel so in control of my finances and health.
Call 0800 Bastion or visit www.bastionhmo.com to purchase a plan that suits your needs. Bastion Health, the HMO that puts you in control.
Ramadan, a season to feed the soul and mind. It is the season to share a helping hand in prayer and deeds. A season to share happiness, to put a smile on someone's face, and food another stable. It's the time to share happiness with Golden Penny. Share happiness and nourish Golden Penny food products. Ramadan Mubarak from Golden Penny. Golden Penny, home of good foods. Serving happiness, nourishing families.
Hey, here's a question for you. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Is it the sunrise? The sound of your alarm? No, it's that dream, that drive, that unstoppable force inside you. And you know what fuels that drive? It's starting your day strong with the rich, creamy taste of Nescafe Original 3-in-1, carefully crafted from selected coffee beans. So, whatever your hustle, go from maybe or I can't to I can and I will. Nescafe Original 3-in-1. Start strong, finish strong.
Whether you're reuniting with loved ones or starting a new adventure, fly Emirates from Lagos to the UK via Dubai and start your holiday on board. Enjoy complimentary food and drink. Explore up to 6,500 channels of entertainment, including live sport. Stay connected with onboard Wi-Fi and keep boredom at bay with special meals and toys for kids. You get so much more in Emirates Economy. Book now at emirates.com. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
Are you a startup, a growing enterprise, or a global powerhouse? Verto helps you experience fast, frictionless global transactions. Need to receive money across continents? Just Verto it. With Verto, you can receive money from over 170 countries in the world and get paid in over 50 currencies, quickly and securely. Our borderless solutions empower startups and large enterprises globally. Effortlessly accept payments, streamline payouts, manage finances, automate financial tasks, and grow revenue. Verto. Cross-border payments simplified. Get started now at www.vertofx.com.
The holy month of Ramadan is upon us. As we embark on this journey, let's not forget to show love through sharing. This Ramadan, stay ahead with Dairy Power from Suhoor to Iftar. Join us every Monday to Friday as we explore the spiritual and physical benefits of the month, plus exciting recipes. Catch us on our YouTube page, Hollandia Dairy Nigeria, and on Dadin Kowa, Faran Wata, Sunna TV, Arewa TV, and African Magic Hausa TV stations. Ramadan Mubarak from Hollandia.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Oh, old flames, old memories are being evoked this morning on the Morning Crossfire. I can remember one of the callers, when he mentioned the name Gloria Okonjo, just popped up something in my mind. And of course, you know, back in the day, the story was rife everywhere. People were looking out, you know, to see what will happen to the lady. Now, he's asked the question, you know, what does the Brigadier General, what can he say about Gloria Okonjo? Mentioned and asked him, Brigadier General, you said you know nothing about it. and of course, it has nothing to do with you. So then Deputy Director General of the SSS, in connection with the Delegiwa's death. But one of our callers who is anonymous here says his father was head of security at the Malam Aminu Kano airport there in Kano State in 1985, where Glory was arrested. Mr. Anonymous caller, you're on Skype. Can you please go on?
Yes, what I'm trying to say is for most of these retired personnel, especially the military intelligence people, lots of atrocities were committed. It would have been more appreciative and more honorable if they come out to say, Nigerians, back then it was military, we committed lots of atrocities, we're sorry, let's move forward and make this country a better one. But when they come out with all these books and try to change narrative to paint themselves as if they were good, then it's an insult on Nigerians. I wasn't too small when some of these things happened, and we saw the way, they even handled some military personnel. All these trumped-us coup charges, all these trumped-off. What did my father did? Was he involved in any coup? No. But they wiped them all out just because you wanted them to do certain things that are illegal, and they stood their ground and said, no, this is not how we were trained. And for the deputy head then of military intelligence to come out today to say, I'm not aware.
SSS.
That's an insult on Nigerians. But I'm telling you, SSS. It's an insult on Nigerians.
You're saying it's an insult on Nigerians because you know what your father told you before he escaped the country.
I know what my father told me. I know what I went through. They killed people not just physically, but psychologically. They almost destroyed our lives. For what did we do? We were not part of the military.
What happened? Why was your father asked to bend the rules, and why did he refuse to bend the rules? What was he asked to do?
That night, it wasn't just Gloria. There were 4 or 5 other ladies that were caught for the same offense. But instructions came from above, release that one, after the press were already aware. And he said, no, my integrity is at stake here. I'm not going to do that. If we free one, we must free all. That's where the problem started for him. Just because of standing his ground, he was taken out. He was almost killed. He took off from the country. Some of his boys there called him and said, Oga, take off, they're coming. And he quickly assembled us and said, guys, this is what is happening. Don't call me. I'm not going to call you. I'll communicate with you when it's appropriate. And it took us. For years we didn't see him. Our education almost went off. My mother, who was also in the military medicals, was also taken out of her job because of that. She was called back almost 7 years after, when all these things died down. So don't let somebody come here and lie to people.
Why do you think your dad, who was head of security then, was asked to give Gloria Okon special treatment? And
instruction from above. You know what I'm talking about.
All right. But General, you're saying you're saying you know nothing about Gloria Okon's arrest. But he said,
The man is talking about his father was head of security at Aminu Kano Airport in Kano. Was he military intelligence? Was he SSS? Certainly no. Probably his father was immigration or custom. And we have nothing to do with that aspect.
Unfortunately, I can't claim
immigration and everybody.
Okay, he says your father would have been head of customs or immigration.
No,
so
he has nothing. Security.
Head of security, yeah.
SSS.
And he didn't know anything about it. Story is coming out gently.
As head of security in Aminu Kano Airport, he has nobody. As head of security in Aminu Kano Airport.
Are you there, Kofi?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, sir. But the records.
Hear him. That's just it.
Okay, hold on. I'll come back to you. But the records say that.
What his father told him.
Who arrested and took Gloria Okon into custody, sir?
The man should be able to talk. He said his father was head of security.
No, I'm asking you, sir. Who arrested and took Gloria Okon into custody?
I said I don't know anything about Gloria Okon issue.
Okay, sir.
Because I think Gloria Okon issue has to do with immigration or customs.
Sir, but on 22nd of April 1985, the National Security Organization arrested Gloria Okon, and she was taken to prison. Detention. National Security Organization was the one who arrested Gloria Okon, and you're saying you don't know about it.
Come. I was posted to SSS, which was NSO then. And it was after the assassination of late General Murtala Mohammed as head of state that they established NSO. And NSO was they just took the special branch of police and call it an NSO that time. So all the activities of those people that time, I don't know. I did not get to SSS until August 1985.
Okay, so where were you before?
So
where were you before then? Since IBB was still in.
I was in military intelligence.
Okay.
It was when Babangida became a president that he posted me to SSS, and that was in August 1985. So if something happened in April by the SSS security, that was NSO, and they are all policemen that time.
Okay. Thank you, Brigadier. My brother, he's saying that the NSO, if they are the ones indeed who took Gloria Okon in, were all police officers. That he on the said day he was
special branch of the police that was called NSO.
Okay, but
the truth is, one military person was head of security at the airport under the Nigerian Airport Authority security, and the police will not enter the airport to arrest somebody who's been charged on drug issues. It is the immigration and the customs that will do that. We all know that. They probably will do their investigation and hand them over to police eventually. But was she handed to the police? How all of a sudden she flew out of the country and they lied that they lied? Probably there's nothing like that. All these things we know. It's like saying Sergeant Rogers didn't commit any offense. It's like saying Al Mustafa is an innocent person all of a sudden. They do this and get away with it because of the kind of system and country that we are. People forget so easily. People like this should face some kind of justice, not come out and lie to Nigerians.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Is Dad still around?
That's late now. It never recovered. I'm telling you. And somebody will come. It's so offensive to me when I hear people talk and lie like this, trying to change narrative. Ganifa Rami is a bad person. Is this, is that. What happened to the C-130 Achilles crash? How did it happen? That innocent officers were wiped out. What happened? How?
All right, maybe
did they investigate it to today? They just lied to us.
Brigadier General, he's asking about the C-130 Hercules crash. He's asking what happened.
Well, am I the pilot? Am I in the Air Force?
But
that have to give account of what happened to
no, he's asking if you as the SSS investigated it.
I bet they're not aware
and tried to apprehend who was responsible for it.
No. These people are being sentimental.
The truth is, IBB with these people committed lots of atrocities.
Okay, there was a plane crash,
and they can't lie because
hold on.
I was not in SSS that time. I was commanding a brigade in Calabar when that incident happened.
Okay.
How can they be asking me now to explain what happened to a plane crash?
Okay.
You can see the bias, how deep the bias of some of Nigerians are concerning security matters. They have been keeping this bias in their minds and they have refused to allow it to go. People should have open mind on issues. And they should even find out what the truth is. Not my father told me this, my father told me that.
All right, we have to pick another call.
I was commanding a brigade in Calabar. When that is the plane crash, how can they ask me now?
All right, let's pick another call.
Is SSS supposed to investigate plane crash?
Yeah,
okay.
Mr. Kofi.
Okay, Brigadier General, we have another caller on the line. 99.3, good morning.
Hello,
yes,
can you hear me?
Yes, welcome. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, as I was saying, when Delegua complained to Prince Tony Momo that he was being invited and accused of insurrection, then Tony Momo assured him that don't worry, he just wanted to rattle you. It's not a problem. Unfortunately, A few weeks after that, he was actually rattled to death. Then the second one I want to speak about, I remember the late Lieutenant General Duncan Bally. He fielded question, and one of the questions he was asked was, did Mama Vasta actually really commit a coup? That was the question journalists asked him, and his answer was, one of the weakest points in the military is the last order. That was the simple answer he gave. So one of the weakest points of the military is the last order. What is the meaning of that answer? I just ask.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Sir, you want to answer that? Hold on. Oh, he's gone. You want to respond to what the last caller said, sir?
Now, Delegiwa going to Tony Momo to complain that he was invited to SSS and they were asking about it. Nobody discussed anything about election with Delegiwa in SSS. The first time he came, Dele was to be interviewed by a woman, Mrs. Aliyu. But he felt that that woman was too junior to talk with him. That he thought is your boss that will talk with me, not you people like you and this and that. So the woman came to complain to me. And because of my reason that we don't want any strange relationship with the press. That's why I volunteered to her office and I met Delegiwa and Apple. That's the first time. The second time the woman came to me that they invited Delegiwa, I said, what do you want to ask?
Okay. Hello? Okay. Brigadier-General, stay with us. The Skype caller, you hold on. I'll come to you later. But we have a caller on the line, 99.3. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Joy Baiwoye.
Okay. Joy, welcome.
1 minute, please. Is it Nigerian?
Yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes. Please go on, Joy.
Okay. First time caller.
Okay. Yeah, go straight on.
Okay. Am I speaking to...
Yes, go straight on. Go straight on, Joy. Your time is up. Yeah, please.
I want to discuss on this.
Go straight on. Go straight on. Just give us your point.
My point is... Hello?
It seems Joe doesn't have anything to say. 99.3, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, yeah, your name, location, and contribution. Yeah, go straight on, please.
Okay, my name is Wale, calling from Shangisha.
Okay, Wale, welcome.
Yes, I'm calling in respect of this thing. And Gloria Okun, the story then that was allegedly going on that time was that Gloria Okun was a drug courier for people in government at the top level. And when she was arrested, they were said that they were accused because the penalty for drug trafficking there was death. So they said they were accused. Then Delegiwa now allegedly saw her in London, interviewed her and everything. And Delegiwa was supposed to publish that interview, and that was the reason why Delegiwa was killed. So all this one that saying Delegiwa was only interrogated for insurrection or whatever it is, that was not the story then. We were not young then. The story was about Gloria Okun, a drug courier that was caught at the airport with some other people, and they were all said that they were all executed. But along the line, a journalist saw her in London and was going to publish the story that will embarrass the government.
All right.
And that was why they said she was killed.
All right. Brigadier, you want to respond to what he said, sir?
Now, the issue that everybody is shouting, government killed Delegiwa. They should please look for
Brigadier-General, I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. Was Gloria Okun, to your knowledge, to your knowledge, as long as you know, as far as you know, was Gloria Okun a drug carrier for persons in the Nigerian government?
I don't know anything about Gloria Okun.
Yes, sir. I'm saying, was she a drug carrier for persons in the Nigerian government? You can just
I don't know.
Is that a no, sir?
I don't know about her, and I'm saying that all these stories are just fabrications.
Oh, so you're saying it's possible? She was.
You go and read Chris Omeben's book.
Okay, sir.
In the Hand of God. He mentioned it there. He investigated the case of Delegiwa's death.
All right.
And he put it there that Kayode is number one suspect.
Okay, sir. I just want to ask you. Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah. I also.
Let them go and read that book.
Yeah. Just to clear the
They
air.
should keep open mind.
Yeah, Brigadier
They
General.
should keep open mind.
Yes, sir. To clear the air once and for all. Do you have you come across any information that indicates, or are you aware of any information that Gloria Okon worked for persons in the Nigerian government?
I didn't see any document, and I was not aware of anything of that nature.
Okay, so as far as you know, Gloria Okon never worked for anybody in the Nigerian government.
I don't know.
Okay, so it's possible.
I don't know.
Is it possible?
I know nothing about Gloria Okon's issue.
As far as you know, is there any information that indicates, to your knowledge, that Gloria Okon worked for any person in the Nigerian government? No.
I said I don't know anything about it. By
Yes,
the time
no?
I got to SSS, that I didn't know anything, and I didn't see any record about Gloria Okon.
Okay, so do you know any information that suggests that Gloria Okon worked for, carried drugs for persons in the Nigerian government? Sir?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
There's no record to that. I didn't see any record to that.
No, let's leave records. Knowledge, sir.
There's nothing that knowledge. Anything without records, as far as I'm concerned, is hearsay.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, sir. Have you heard, are you aware, at any point in time, have you been aware that Gloria Okon was a drug carrier for persons in the Nigerian government? Have you been aware?
I don't know anything about Gloria Okon.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
And I didn't see any records when I got to SSS about her.
Okay, sir. All right, sir.
So I cannot say anything about her.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you. Just want to clear the air. Thank you very much. We have more calls coming through. I don't know if we have the time to take all. 99.3, good morning. Welcome.
Hello, Kofi. Good morning.
Your name, location, and contribution, please.
My name is Olumuyiwa, calling from Aja.
Okay, welcome.
Few things to say. Number one, then why are you bringing the man that don't know to the group, to the radio? Because me, I know most of that thing. I was in the secondary school when all this now happen. Even me, ordinary me, know. And the man don't know. And you are still keep on bringing him.
Okay, the network has taken you up. Please, if you have any question, fine. If not, please don't call. Please, please. 99.3, good morning.
Good morning, Kofi.
Your name, location, and contribution.
Yeah, I'm Shegun. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Welcome.
Yeah. I want to appreciate the good job you're doing, but let me go straight to the point. I happen to be a Yoruba man, and I'm highly disappointed in the guests you brought on board. You see, when we're discussing serious issues like this and somebody's trying to shy away,
I'm not damning the man.
Okay, you might want to speak up so that our guests can hear you.
Hello?
Please, you might want
hear me now?
Yes, you might want to speak up so our guests can hear you. He can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. It's Anel Dalima. And claiming you don't know all these things we are saying. Myself, then I was in secondary school. And we read all these things. I'm an ardent reader of Newswatch and Tell magazine.
But
in the country, nobody.
But it's saying all you were reading was not the case. Am I correct, Brigadier General? That all he was reading or hearing, on the streets, reading a Newswatch, that's not the real situation of things. Is that true, Brigadier General?
I believe that some of those things were fabrications.
Okay.
Well, can I respond?
Yes, please.
Aha. If he claims now that they were fabrications, I think my English studies taught me that in every tale there is always an iota of truth, and there is no smoke without fire. If something that is virally spread in the country, that we could see it, we knew how the military operated then. Okay, we dare not talk.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Once you are caught, just forget it.
All right, thank you.
So all our parents then were like, no. I intended going into the army then, but because of all this, my doggedness that my dad saw in me, he refused me going into the. I did my exam with NDA in 1984.
Okay, we got to go. Thank you, sir. Brigadier-General retired. Togun retired. We have a message here from Nnameka Amechina, who says he's a lawyer in Gani Family Chambers, and he wanted to respond to some of the statements you made regarding Gani. So I'll play it. I hope you can hear. If not, please let me know.
Good morning, Kofi. I tried to call in yesterday without being successful when your guest was speaking about Gani. My name is Nnameka Amechina. I worked in Gani Family Chambers. I rose to the position of Deputy Head of Chambers. And all the allegations he was making against Gani are false. For instance, he was saying that Gani does.
Okay, Brigadier-General retired. I think I'll just play it, from my phone, so you can hear. I think you're not hearing. That's why. So let me just do this quickly. Let's give it another try. I hope you can hear this.
I tried to call in yesterday without being successful when your guest was speaking about Gani. My name is Nnameka Amechina. I worked in Gani Family Chambers.
So can you hear him?
Of Deputy Head of Chambers. And all the allegations he was making against Gani are false. For instance, he was saying that Gani did not pay his staff. He was owing salary. That is falsehood. Let him go and produce one. I worked there for 9 years. He never owed salary. Secondly, he said that Gani paid him. There was a decision on libel issue that Gani libeled him. There was judgment and that Gani paid. Nothing like that. That judgment was set aside on appeal. You can read part 351 of Nigerian Weekly Law Report. It was even a default judgment. It wasn't a judgment on the merits. It was a judgment entered because there was delay in filing defense. And that judgment was set aside. Nobody paid him a dime. Let him show evidence that he was paid money by Gani. And fourthly, he made the allegation about Gani being angry against Babangida because Babangida overthrew Buhari. And Buhari had a contract deal. Gani never did any contract with anybody. Gani will tell you, I write law, I practice law, I publish law. He did not do anything else other than this. If he had been doing contract for government, they would have found ground to make allegations against him, to fix him. So all the things the man was saying, they are fabricated.
Okay, so you want to respond? We actually don't have time. Do you want to respond very quickly, please, briefly?
Well, on that issue, we have complaints. And I know some people who left Gani Chambers and got job in Portland Cement and also some other places because they said they were not being paid regularly. I'm not just talking out of sentiment. Okay. And the issue about the patronage that I talked about, it's documentary. There's a file on it.
All right. Okay, Brigadier-General, I'll come back after the break, so say goodbye to you. Please stay with me, and then we'll just say a final word to you. Thank you very much, sir.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say you the wine me.
For where? You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby? Jerry, now you they talk like this. Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution of my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I no know.
Guy, HFM.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency and great customer service.
Guys, I said HFM.com.
Which one is HFM.com again?
Switch to HFM today to enjoy ultra-fast execution, 1 to 2,000 leverage, tight spreads, swap-free, and more.
Guy, show us the way now.
Wait, are you sure deposits and withdrawals are sharp?
I said HFM.com. Visit www.hfm.com. HFM, online trading at its finest.
Attention, Airtel customers. If your line has been blocked, then this is for you. Head to the nearest Airtel shop with your NIN. Our friendly staff will help you get your line back up and running. Don't let a blocked line keep you out of touch.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
There are so many distractions taking away the attention of my family, from phone screens to work screens and others. But when my family hears this, when I cook with Devon Kings, we all come together to bond, taking away all distractions. Hey, no phones on my table, please.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.